Welcome to our deep dive into statistics. Today, we're talking about ANOVA, which stands for Analysis of Variance. You might already know how to compare two groups using a t-test, but what happens when you have 3, 4, or even 10 groups? That is where ANOVA comes in. It is a powerful statistical method used to determine if there are any statistically significant differences between the means of 3 or more independent groups. A common question beginners ask is, why can't I just run multiple t-tests? For example, if we have groups A, B, and C, why not just compare A to B, B to C, and A to C separately? The problem is the error rate. Every time you run a statistical test, there is a small risk, usually 5%, of getting a false positive. This is called a type 1 error. If you run multiple tests on the same data, these risks add up. With just 3 groups, your chance of making at least one error jumps from 5% to nearly 14%. ANOVA solves this by comparing everyone at once, keeping that error rate locked at 5%. So how does it work? The name Analysis of Variance gives us a clue. We analyze the variation or spread of the data. We take the total variation in the data and split it into 2 parts. First, the variation between groups. This is the good stuff, the signal, the differences caused by our treatment or categories. Second, the variation within groups. This is the noise, the random differences between individuals that have nothing to do with our groups. ANOVA is essentially a battle between these 2 types of variance. To decide who wins that battle, we calculate a score called the F ratio. It is a simple fraction. On the top, we have the variance between groups. On the bottom, the variance within groups. Think of it as signal divided by noise. If the groups are actually different, the top number will be large and the F ratio will be high. If the groups are basically the same, the signal is weak and the F ratio will be low, usually close to 1. Like any statistical test, we start with hypotheses. Our null hypothesis, H0, is boring. It says that all the group means are equal. Basically, nothing interesting is happening. Our alternative hypothesis, H1, is that at least one group mean is different from the others. Notice that it does not say all of them are different, just that they are not all the same. It is a subtle but important distinction. Before we trust our results, we have to check 3 main rules or assumptions. First is normality. The data should follow a bell curve shape. Second is homogeneity of variance. The spread or width of the data distributions should be roughly the same for each group. And third is independence. The data points should not influence each other. If these rules are broken, our F ratio might mislead us. Let's look at this visually. Here we have 3 groups, A, B, and C. You can see their distributions overlap slightly, but their centers, or means, are quite far apart. ANOVA measures how far apart these peaks are relative to how wide the curves are. In this case, because the peaks are distinct and the spread is reasonable, ANOVA would likely tell us there is a significant difference here. Once we calculate our F ratio, we place it on the F distribution curve. This curve shows us the probability of getting that F ratio just by luck. If our F value lands in the tail end, in the red critical zone, it means such a result is very unlikely to happen by chance. This corresponds to a p-value of less than 0.05. In that case, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude that our groups are indeed different. Here is the catch. ANOVA tells us there is a difference somewhere, but it does not tell us where. Is group A different from B, or is B different from C? To find out, we run what are called post-hoc tests. These are follow-up tests, like Tukey's HSD or Bonferroni, that compare specific pairs of groups. They are designed to answer which one is different, without inflating our error rate like standard t-tests would. To wrap up, remember these key points. Use ANOVA when you are comparing 3 or more groups. It works by comparing the variance between groups against the variance within groups to produce an F statistic. A significant result tells you that at least one group stands out, and you should use post-hoc tests to pinpoint exactly where those differences lie. Thanks for watching, and happy analyzing.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.